video, we will continue in section 1-2 of our statistics workbook on organizing and displaying qualitative data. It corresponds to module 1 of our Lumen Introduction to Statistics co-requisite book with in the section a qualitative data discussion. In this section, we are covering the examples in the book, including the graphs, and we will discuss the representation, the ideal representation for qualitative data. Below are tables comparing the number of part-time and full-time students at De Anza College and Foothill College enrolled in the spring 2010 quarter. The tables display counts, which is the number of students. These are called in statistics frequencies. How often does a category appear? And also percentages or proportions that are called relative frequencies in statistics. But in reality, they describe what percent of students in each college is in each category, full-time or part-time. And displaying percentages along with the numbers is often helpful, but it is particularly important when comparing sets of data that do not have the same totals, such as the total enrollments for both colleges in this example. So notice, even though De Anza College has many more students enrolled than Foothill College has a much larger percent of part-time students compared to De Anza College. Also here I noticed that the percentages for De Anza do not add up to 100%. 40, I don't remember what is the original one in our 40.9 is the original one in our notes. And 50.1 do not add up to 100. Also 9200 and 13296 do not add up to 22,296. They add up to 22,496. So this is something that you will need to correct. And also the fact that the percentages do not add up to 100 is an indication that the percentages are incorrect. So I'm going to go in my calculator to find those proportions. The proportion of full-time students at De Anza College and the proportion of part-time students. To find the proportion, I divide the number of students in the category, let's say full-time, 9200, by the total number of students, which is 22,496. The answer is 40.9%. So if that percentage is correct, the other percentage should be incorrect. So let's see how much is the proportion of part-time students. 13,296 divided by the total of 22,496. In my calculator, it comes out to be 59.1%. Now, 59.1 and 40.9 do add up to 100, so I now know that this is correct. Tables are a good way to represent data, but graphs are even more helpful in understanding the data. In a pie chart that is shown on the left, categories of data are represented by wedges in a circle and are proportional in size to the percent of individuals in each category. That will make 50% be half of the pie, 25% be a quarter of a pie, and 75% be 3/4 of a pie. 28.6% will be larger than a quarter, and 71.4% will be smaller than 3/4. In a pie chart, the percentages must add up to 100. In a bar graph, the length of the bar for each category is proportional to the number or percent of individuals in each category. That would be the frequency or the relative frequency. Bars may be vertical or they could be horizontal. So in your project for Unit 1, you will have to use Excel to create pie charts and also side-by-side bar graphs. You will also use Excel to create a bar graph for the ethnicity of students. Now, a bar graph of ethnicity of students could be helpful because it does demonstrate, the amount of students or the percent of students in each category, but a Pareto chart consists of bars that are sorted in order by category, largest to smallest. So there is a way to change the bar graph that has the different categories and actually order them in order of most populated categories. So here the Pareto chart now makes it easier to see that in that college there are more Asian students, and then the next most popular category is white, and then Hispanic, and then other unknown. Black and Filipino are about 6% and 5%, and Pacific Islander and Native American would be in lower categories. Now, if the other unknown was not there, the total wouldn't add up to 100%. So having the other unknown would help to include all students in the college. Now, a pie chart cannot be used if the percentages do not add up to exactly 100%. A bar graph is appropriate to compare the relative size of categories. But there are some graphs that will include percentages that may add up to more than 100%. And that is because subjects of the population may belong in more than one category. So, for example, if we have the students in the college and we ask them, are you under 25? And 61% say yes. Do you intend to transfer? And 48.6% say yes. And are you a full-time student? And 41% almost say yes. Then the total of these percentages is way more than 100. And the reason is that there could be students that belong in multiple categories. So later in this course, this will be depicted in the form of a Venn diagram. So it's going to look like this. We will have a bubble for under 25 years old. We would have a bubble for intent to transfer, and we would have a bubble for full-time. And even though the bubble for less than 25 will have 61%, some of the students, some of that 61% could be in the category to transfer only, or in the category to transfer and also to be full-time, or in the category of being only full-time with no intent to transfer. So of the 61% younger than 25 students, and of the 48.6% intending to transfer, and of the 40.9% full-time students, some of these students have fallen into multiple categories and they were double counted. So each bubble totals to that 61%, 48.6%, and 40.9%, but not every individual area. This area, notated here with a star, includes students who are less than 25, do not intend to transfer, and are not full-time. The area that is indicated with an X are students who intend to transfer but are not younger than 25, and they are also not full-time. So every one of these areas has its own percent. Altogether, they should add up to 100%. But when listed separately, they have double counts from other categories. Also, in the example for the ethnicity of students, if the other category was not there, we would have a total percentage of less than 100, which means that there are categories that are missing. There are students who have not been identified, or there was not a question that included everybody. So these students were not included in the study.